Welcome back, survivors. Survivor One here with another Arma 3 Exile video. Gonna do something a little different here on the channel. We're gonna start up a server review series for Arma 3 Exile. Now, with Exile, there are a lot of servers out there, in my opinion, which are just plainly boring or they're just garbage. The server we're going to take a look at today is called INS Exile Chernarus, fully militarized. Now, the thing is with militarized servers, even in the Arma 2 days of Epoch and Overpoch, it was like if you jumped into a militarized server, you got your ass handed to you non-stop. This server is a little different, guys. This one is kind of balanced for the Bambi that just joins in on a server that could have been there for months. Militarized, if you've been there for a while, you got the gear, you got the tanks, you got the attack choppers, you got all the toys. You just go in there and you blow people apart and take the missions and get all the good loot. This one, you're able to actually go in there and stand a chance, which is super awesome. The mods required for this server, you're going to need the CUP vehicles, units, weapons, the terrain maps, and also the terrain core, CBA, and then your basic exile as well. Spawning in the server, there's some pretty good spawn points. They're all around the coast, which in my opinion is a little better for the balance as well. You're not able to kind of just jump back at a mission. So if you're in a firefighting mission and you die, you're not going to be able to just parachute and be back there within a minute. There's nothing worse than just trying to hold down a mission or trying to clear a mission and who you just killed is back a minute later and now they're up your ass because they know exactly where you are. So I think that's a smart move on the server admin's part to be doing this. The loot spawn on the server itself, all the loot tables, is just great. It's nice and heavy, exactly what you kind of want for a server like this. If you need to find a gun, you're gonna find a gun, guaranteed, and not just some piece of junk 5.56. You're gonna find some solid firearms when you're around cities or basically anywhere. I've come across more guns than I can count, which is really good for a server like this when everyone's got a toy to play with in their backpack. Which leads me to the next point of just vehicles in the server. Vehicles are abundant, but they're not cluttered. As well as it's not just you're gonna find a bunch of Jeeps or you'll find an ATV somewhere or maybe a bicycle. You're gonna find some nice firepower. I've come across multiple tanks. I've come across armed Vodniks. The good old Hero Mobile from the back in the Arma 2 days. It's on there too as well, guys. So you can find something that can compete against the guys that have the firepower already. So within, I'm going to say 15-20 minutes tops, you can be mission ready on the server, which increases the fun exponentially. You're no longer just trying to keep up with everyone. You're actually just right level with them right away. Now, the one thing with vehicles that I did find severely amusing, I was kind of excited to see this as well, is there is a tow system on here. And it's not your typical tow system like you had back in Arma 2, guys, where it just tows out a rope and it kind of locks on and it looks like a trailer that just is completely rigid. No, there's actual cables that you pull to these vehicles and you can actually daisy chain a bunch of vehicles together. So you can pull 3, 4, 5 vehicles all behind one vehicle. Now the thing is that the more vehicles you have, the slower your driving vehicle is going to be. But what's really interesting, and we kind of did this by mistake, is you can actually tow 2 different ropes to one vehicle. So you basically have a V pattern going on and you're both towing the same vehicle. Now, we did this completely by mistake, guys, but either way, it was still funny as hell. The towing feature that is on this Arma 3 Exile server, it makes it so much easier to actually get started and established in Arma 3 Exile. You can go and find a bunch of vehicles, tow them up, and take them straight to trader. The trader locations on this server, it's pretty balanced as well. There's one at the top of Baronzino, one at the center of the map, and there's one just slightly south of Northwest Airfield. So you got a variety of where you can actually go and tow a vehicle to and scrap it and get your pop tabs. Now, depending on what you find, you might get a couple thousand pop tabs, a couple hundred. I found a couple tanks and I scrapped them for almost 30,000 pop tabs a piece. Within, I'm going to say, less than 20 minutes, I made about 60,000, 70,000 pop tabs. It was insane. Now the thing is though, is the storage lockers they have, off the top of my head, I believe the default storage locker size that you can set on Arma 3 Exile server is about 1,000,000 pop tabs or so. They've kind of reduced this. You can only set about 50,000, I believe it is, which I think is a pretty solid amount, considering everything else that you're given in the world on this Chernarus map. Now, the one cool thing that is on this server is like a progression system for when it comes to buying items. So depending on your respect that you do have, you can buy different items. So when I first came up to the trader, I was slightly confused because I couldn't buy certain items and they're grayed out. And then I realized, oh wait, to buy this bottle of water, I need to have X amount of respect, or to buy this better gun, I need this much respect. You can always go out in the world and find a gun and pick it up and grab a gun that way. But to go and buy ammunition for that gun you found, well, unfortunately, you got to go and build some respect before you can even do that. It's kind of fun that they've done that. They've kind of created a difficulty curve with that, which is very unique. Now, in all honesty, respect isn't that hard to come by. Since there's such high value loot out there in the world, you can take a bunch of stuff and go to trader and you get respect each time you trade something in. We all know this if you're an Exile player. But it's cool because the amount of respect I did gain so quickly, I was able to go and make a basic base within, well, the 3 hours that I played the game. And I think it was only about an hour and a half in, to be honest with you. And that being said, one of the cool features I did see was the virtual garage they have on there. So if you guys are unfamiliar with it, what you can actually do is if you have a vehicle you want to store, or you have multiple vehicles, you don't want to have too many laying out everywhere, or you just want to protect your vehicle in general, you can actually valet your car for 1,000 pop tabs and it will pull it from the world. And then when you want it back, you can just deploy it back out in the world. Super awesome. And I think more servers should have something like this, especially when it comes to if you want to have a bunch of cars or a car collection. It'll make it a lot easier without the overhead on the server. All in all, I had a great experience on this server. Didn't actually interact with more than really my crew on the server, so the community seemed pretty active on it. And as to say, this is completely my own opinion on the server. It's not like these guys are paying me to do this video. I just kind of wanted to showcase something that's actually fun, that you can go out and enjoy. All in all, I had a great experience on this server. Highly recommend you guys check it out. Even if you're on another ARMA server, I know a lot of people are very partial to their Arma 3 Exile servers and they only stay on the one. But just check it out. It'll be a fun evening for you. You get into battle right away, again and again and again. I will post all of the details in the description below. And let me know in the comments if you tried INS out and what you thought of it. Did you like it and did you hate it? What did you think of it? But that's it for the video, guys. Shoot a like if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more of this, and we'll see you all again next week.